And good morning. Weather meteorologist Evan Hatter with a check of your forecast on this Friday, potentially active Friday. This forecast, as always, brought to you by On Target. Things are quiet right now, but that will likely change as we head a little bit later on through the day, and we'll get much warmer as well as we watch those showers and storms bubble out to the west. Yesterday's frontal boundary has gotten hung up across the area and is moving back northward as a warm front. You see that on the radar this morning. We've got the fronts turned on. You can see exactly what's going on. There's the frontal boundary that's pushing off to the north as a warm front. There's our cold front for later on today. That'll start to push off to the east as we head a little bit later on tonight. And as it does, that will provide us with the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms, which we wouldn't otherwise complain about. It has been a rather dry last month or so, but we're going to have to watch the potential with that for some briefly strong to severe storms throughout the region, which is what we don't want, even though we do want some of the sunshine and we want some of the rain, as a matter of fact, with the cooler temperatures behind it. A look this morning from our D93 Skycam downtown Bowling Green. All is quiet, kind of that just low-level cloudiness overhead this morning. Same thing as we look toward our Beech Tree News Skycam in downtown Morgantown, where we're looking at just some of that low-hanging cloudiness out there this morning. More of that expected as we head through the day, especially as we bring up that warm and moist air out there this morning. Temperatures changeable through the region. Morgantown, Ephraim White Park in Bowling Green sitting at 60, 61 at the farm, 64 on the Warren-Barron County line. But look off to the south quickly, 66 in Russellville, 67 in Franklin, 68 already in Scottsville this morning. And the dew points are following. With those dew points, most of us in the low 60s, but we start to see those mid and upper 60s coming back up as the warmer and more humid air starts to move into the region. So how's today going to work? Well, we had that brief instance of some cooler air that worked in during the overnight hours. Better chances for that were further north across the northern parts of the Commonwealth. But notice as we go through the day, quickly, within a couple hours, we're up near 70. A couple hours after that, we're up near 80 by mid-morning, and we're topping out in the low 90s for daytime highs today. Surging warmth and moisture as this warm front pushes off to the east. It'll be breezy out there as well. Winds at times gusting 15 to 20 miles per hour. I mean, nothing crazy, but we haven't seen anything like this in a little while. And I think that's what's taken some folks kind of off guard. They see severe weather and they go, "Wait, whoa. Yes, it's a threat for organized severe weather." We haven't seen that in a couple of months, but this is not some huge, big, rah, change your plans kind of evening, unless you're headed out to high school football, which we're going to have to keep an eye on. Or if you're headed up north, Cardinal fan perhaps, headed up north to see the Cardinals take on the James Madison Dukes this evening in a Friday night showdown up in the River City. But for the most part, this is not some huge, big thing. But it is something we have to keep an eye on as we work through today. There you see those temperatures peaking in the 90s. Storms pop. We drop those temperatures quickly. As we head into tomorrow, cloudiness, showers, stay with us. It'll take a while for us to warm up, but once we do, it won't be too bad out there. Into the mid-60s for daytime highs potentially, just because we keep the clouds and the rain around so long. That's really bringing in much nicer conditions as we head towards our Sunday and into next week, which is looking pretty nice. High resolution rapid refresh, the radar showing we stay dry through much of the day. That frontal boundary starts to work in. You notice by 6, 7 o'clock, some of those showers starting to bubble up, showers and storms. The models have been consistent in trying to push these initiating storms kind of off to the east. That would be better for us. We wouldn't see that potential for the severe weather. At least we wouldn't see as high of a potential for that severe weather. But we're going to have to watch, because any storms that do develop will have the potential for some gusty winds, some large hail, certainly some heavy rain. We can't complain about that right now. but also a very low-end threat for an isolated spin-up tornado. The ingredients in the atmosphere, we're in a time of the year where we're starting to get some of that wind energy, that wind shear kind of back into the atmosphere as we head into the second season of the fall, and we have just enough. We're looking for those numbers to be about 35, 40 knots, and we're just there. We have plenty of instability. It's still kind of a summer-like atmosphere out there, so that's why the severe weather threat is there. As we head later on into the evening, just by the dynamics of things, anything that forms kind of separately out ahead would quickly congeal into a line, and that's when our damaging wind threat would be there. The tornado threat is low. It's never quite zero, but it's pretty low in this case. We do have a touch of turning in the wind. It's mostly differences in speed with height, and the speed closest to the ground, that wind shear is just not quite there, but just enough to anything that spins we'd have to keep an eye on. But I don't think this is some huge, big, whoa, no. This is a fairly common-ish early September severe weather event for us, event in quotes. You see, as we head through the nighttime hours, even once the severe weather threat pushes east, which should happen quickly, especially once we head past dark, we will see more scattered showers and storms work through during the overnight hours and into the early hours of our Saturday. So it could be a dreary start to the day on Saturday. If you know anybody who's maybe headed up to Lexington to see the Cats take on Ole Miss, that could be an issue. And on the way there, we should start to dry out as we head closer to game time. They kick it 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. But for the most part, should be drying out as we head through the day. But the clouds could be consistent as we head into our day on Saturday. That's before we get that high pressure to really build in, bring us much nicer conditions as we head towards the end of the weekend and early parts of next week. So the severe weather threat today, we're right on that border of that level 1 marginal risk to the level 2 slight risk for severe weather. I don't particularly see this going any higher, just because this is a rather low-end setup. This is not one of those setups that, we're pretty kind of locked in now. But again, the greatest threat is going to be for damaging winds. The 15% threat, that's what the slight risk is delineating. The slight risk is for damaging winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. Not that that is a huge issue, but again, it is just enough there that we're going to have to keep an eye on it. Hail threat is rather low. Would be best with any storms that are just starting to develop because they'll be out on their own and able to kind of rotate a little bit and bring some of that hail down to the ground. And again, the 2% outlook for an isolated, spin-up, short-lived, brief tornado, that is a possibility. But again, just keep an eye on things. Stay weather aware, nothing huge, but we'll be keeping an eye on it as we head through the day. And should any warnings happen tonight, we will be on Facebook and available on all of our streaming platforms should severe weather really start to move in. Past that, things are getting very comfortable. There's today's weather, or today's temperatures in the 80s. We start to drop those temperatures. We stay kind of hovering around the mid to upper 60s tomorrow thanks to the clouds and the showers. Look at this. Waking up for Sunday services in the 40s? Oh, yeah. Into Sunday afternoon. Look at that. Low 70s. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Sunday night, back in the upper 40s, low 50s. And we get up into the 70s as we head towards Monday. Things looking fantastic. If we can just get past this storm chance tonight, I think we're back to some really nice weather, at least for the start of the week. So next 6-day weather forecast, 93 today with those scattered showers and storms, a breezy day. Watching for that severe weather threat as we head into the nighttime hours, falling into the upper 50s tonight. 60s and 70s tomorrow, depending on how fast those storms, showers and storms move out. We dry out quickly. Upper 40s to near 50 tomorrow night. Sunday looks fantastic. I think the NAM running a little low on those temperatures, so mid to upper 70s Sunday and Monday with those lows in the upper 40s to near 50. We start to warm back up as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Mid 80s back in the forecast, but notice those humidity levels don't quite respond. We're still in the mid and upper 50s for overnight lows, so we're not quite back to the return of summer, even though we'll get warmer as we head towards the middle of next week. It's also looking rather dry, which is a change in the models. We need some of that rain, and we need it quickly as we head through the next couple of days, because I don't think we're going to have a huge opportunity a little bit further on. That's just about do it for me this morning. Weather Not meteorologist Evan Hatter with a check of your forecast, presented as always by On Target. Should we run into any strong to severe thunderstorms, any of those severe thunderstorm or hopefully not, but tornado warnings later on this evening, we'll be hopping on all of our social platforms to keep you ahead of those storms. But I don't think this is an all-night severe weather threat. But again, that's why we're here, keeping an eye on things as we head through the nighttime hours. Have a great Friday as well, or have a great Friday, have a great weekend as well. Hopefully I don't have to see you this evening, but if I do, we'll see you then.